In Mexico, 5% of its population suffers from a type of disability or in a handicapped state. What do I mean by handicapped state? That they are unable to do or to live their life in a common or normal way as we know it. So moving into a bigger scale, actually a 10% or a bit more than a 10% of the global population suffers from a disability, which is in other numbers is more than 150 million people who suffers a type of disability. What I'm going to talk about you today is that what can we do to help these people? What can we offer them as an audience, as society? What can we do not only like by helping like raising funds or charity or all that over that. So well, I'm going to explain you something or explain you how can we help in a specific type all these people. For example, in work. How can we get them a job? Well, you're gonna be thinking like, how can we give a job to a person with a disability? Because disabilities is not just something that you can say it's like I cannot walk, I cannot see, I have mental issues, I have a motor sensorial or motor mobilities disabilities. So I actually made a research. So I'm going to tell you of how can we help them and what jobs can they actually apply to depending on their disabilities so they can have a better life. They can effort to live a life where they can have an income, where they can be socially accepted, where we can say today it's 2018. We accept everyone as who they are. But today there is that problem of acceptance of either gender, preferences, religious practice, and here too that it's disabilities is actually a problem that it's a very high rate. It's a very important thing that we need to take care of. So what I'm trying to convince you today is how can we help? Moving on, I'm going to tell you that, for example, getting into the most common disability or the most common type of disability that we know today is the disability or physical disabilities. Maybe you cannot walk, maybe you don't have an arm, maybe you lost a limb or something. So one of the jobs that I made a research of is that these people, they're actually very good applicants for home office jobs. The less you move, the less you have to move in a job, that's where these people can be part of. So you are impaired, you cannot move, you're in a wheelchair, you can have a home office job like being an accountant, being a manager, a marketing researcher, where you don't have to be actually moving along in the streets or outside, where you can be more in a home office work, where you are only with yourself and the PC working and doing researches. In another part, for example, we have the deaf disability or the incapability of hearing. These people are very good and they don't have like these complications to get a job because they cannot only hear, and they have their other abilities. They can move, they can run, they can see, they can talk. Maybe not like us because we have all our senses fully working, but these people can do almost of all the common jobs. They can be heavy machinery operators, they can be teachers, they can be artists, they can be truck drivers. So these people with deaf or hearing disabilities have a more possibility to integrate to normal society, as we know. The next one, and it's a bit more complicated, it's about mental issues. What mental issues you're asking, or maybe you're thinking? Well, I'm talking about mental issues such as Down syndrome, schizophrenia, and other type or personality disorders. So what kind of jobs can we offer them? Well, these people, another example, these people, just like with mental disorders such as autism too, we can offer them jobs like being technicians, uh, IT, IT helpers, which these studies uh, throw out that these people have very good qualities to apply for these type of jobs related to technology or related to alone works. For example, carpentry and which one other artist or artist paintings. So in conclusion, we must say that there are many options that we can help these people. So it's up to us to make a change, and yes, there is always an option to help.